Hello. It's been a minute, I know. It's... These past couple of weeks have been some of the most stressful things I've had to deal with. To the point where it was affecting me physically, if I'm being honest. Let me look at everything here. Okay. We should be fine for now. I don't imagine OBS is going to have too much trouble with me having my low settings on this. But we'll see. Okay, first thing to do. First thing to do. Let's get rid of these dailies. Might as well. Let me see. Do I feel like going Paladin, Warrior, Dark Knight, or Gunbreaker? Who haven't I played in a bit? Let's go Dark Knight. Hallelujah. Hopefully we get a fun one. Yeah. Oh no, it's a Stormblood one. You get back over here. Get rid of this crap. Ow. What is this crap? God, I forget how really different this game looks at 60 FPS. Ow. I do not remember this place at all. Get rid of these mud balls. Nasty looking things. I legit don't remember this dungeon at all. Come and get me. Woo! Skadoosh. There's his combo. There we go. I like how this new weapon looks. Back over here. Oh. And I have no recollection of this one. I do not remember this dungeon at all. Whoa, big old bear. And little spider thingies. Get out of the way. You big old nasties. Oh, jeez. Man, did I ever do this one? I don't remember any... I don't remember these enemies. I legit feel I've never done this one. Let's go. The hell is your problem? I have no idea why he was thrown up in the air and the other, those other two were not. These guys got nothing, they're just chumps. Woo! Got a little hairy for a sec there. Okay, this boss looks even less familiar to me. Oh my god. I'm losing my mind right now. Called it. What the hell? Almost killed the DPS. Oh boy. Best not touch those. What the hell are these? Oh shit. You ain't nothing. You ain't nothing. You understand me? Hey, he's almost dead. What does this look like? It's kind of ugly. I'll let the new guy take it. We just have a level cap. We don't currently have expert unlocked because we're not caught up on dungeons. Do it. Oh, I forgot to check on my retainers. Should have done that before going into the dungeon. I do want to put these shoes in there because these are really nice. There we go. I'm number 1 in the waiting list. Just should be quicker. There we go. Hello all. You're meant to be eaten, so lie down and die. Yeah. How the hell is the healer losing that much health? They must not have moved away quickly enough from an AoE. It's my only guess. Just die already. Jesus. Don't overstay your welcome. Boom, boom. Oh well. Figured that was gonna happen. And one of the DPS is dead. Let me know when I tried. That is not where I want it to be. Damn it. Whippity-doo-dah! Bumpy ride. Look at these little fur balls. They got a chance. Sorry, we got it. Yep. Oh, they're going for the circles again. They're going for the squares. Oh my god, it is disgusting. Oops. Walked right into that one. Oh, I didn't mean to press that. Oh, that works out anyways. Woo! There'll be some annoying ass enemies. There's no goddamn reason for y'all to have this much health. Perfect. Thanks for the free attack. Oh shit, wrong one. I read that wrong. Oof. Oh, big clumpy. Oh boy. Stop moving! Thank God. Woo! Yo, you say? What up? You know what I just realized? How do I... Still alive? Glad to hear it, man. How the hell do I... Okay. Do I want this one? It's like very specific. I can't think of a lot of clothing that goes with that color pattern. It's not even dyeable either. We'll get rid of it. Both of them, including these. Do I have you? I don't. How about that? There's just leveling, main scenario. Oh, here's this frontline too. I don't feel like doing that. Alright, let's continue some story. Cute bunny. Oh shit. I just realized I could have just used the big crystal here to transport quicker. Teleport quicker. Thank you, sir. If you have a moment, Geode wants to take stock of the current crisis. Sure. Started dragging into our meeting with me to get a better handle on the threats Alexandria is facing right now. Not at all. Much has happened since the state funeral, and a clear idea of where things stand would be beneficial for us as well. First things first, then. Let's discuss the state of the machine malfunctions. Every single sector reported instances of sentries attacking citizens without provocation, and vehicles suddenly becoming unresponsive to controls. While these malfunctions were resolved fairly quickly, they nevertheless resulted in a considerable number of injuries and deaths. You haven't heard anything about new incidents since then, right? Right. No additional reports have been logged as far as I know. That's the good news. Bad news is I tried to take control of the soldiers when they started hurting people, but they wouldn't listen to me, even though I have the king's authority. Once things calmed down, I was finally able to make them give up their weapons, but if it happens again, I don't know if they'll ignore me like before. The king resolves authorities about the highest there is. Who is this man that can override it with such impunity? Calyx, he lived in the age of the storm surge, as I did. Sickly-looking kid. Lest you forget, he was known for his advancements in electrotechnology, and it was he who established preservation for the purpose of furthering his research. The wasting disease which afflicted him, however, was said to leave him scant years left to live. He must have chosen to undergo conversion into an endless, that he might continue his efforts into the present day. Preservation's early goals seemed noble enough, like exploring treatments for Leavened sickness, designing Everkeep's core system, that sort of thing. Why harm the people he was ostensibly trying to help? I do not pretend to fully understand Calyx's motivations, only that he appeared incensed by what he saw as mankind's failings. He asserted that the strategy of adapting our species through generational succession was outdated, that evolution now requires us to forsake bodies of flesh in favor of eternal preservation. We've already seen how he's employed the stimulant to convince Alexandrians that endless conversion is their only hope for survival. Eternal life is assured for the 5,000 who registered their neo-regulators. But this is merely one part of Calyx's greater plan. He wants the key to interdimensional fusion. With that relic in his possession, he will draw ether from the reflections and expand his efforts to create endless 1,000-fold. This is bad, right? If we mean to foil Calyx's schemes, then our only option is to determine where he's hiding and put him down. Which unfortunately is easier said than done. I've been scouring the terminal we found in the depths of Everkeep, but I failed to uncover even the slightest trace of his activities. Give me a little more time though, and I'm sure I can sniff him out. I'll help you. While Galuja and Shale work on that, I think I'm going to take a look around town. Want to make sure no new problems have cropped up, as well as search for any info that might lead us to Calyx. You're welcome to come along. I know the malfunction could happen at any time. I'd be glad to have some brawlers at my back. Count on me for some more fighting. Count me in. Raha and the others are helping Oblivion patrol the other levels of the keep. So shall we stick to the streets of Solution 9? Sounds like a plan. Thanks, you too. I appreciate the company. I have to speak with the city's administrators about bringing in the Landsguard. I want our soldiers around to protect those who are moving to Tuliola. Alphina and Alice will be joining me for the meeting, so the three of us can cover that sector as soon as we're done. If I may, I'd like to join Ashland's group if you'll have me. Sure. The more mouths to ask questions, the merrier, as long as you're aware of the dangers. Thank you. I'll do my best not to be a burden. I'm more worried about you, Geode. Don't do anything stupid. You'll change your tune once we get back with the goods on Calyx. Then the drinks are on you. Alright, let's continue this outside. Excuse me. Alright, where are we going? It's always up in my own little world. Shall we get started? Are you alright, Geode? Me? Well enough given the circumstances. It was the Queen's fondest wish that her subjects remain shielded from the horrors of death. And so they were for the longest time. Then the moment morality once again becomes an unavoidable fact of life, they are greeted with an outbreak of bloody violence. Oh, that said mortality, not morality. Many are bound to give the endless alternative serious consideration. Indeed, and I do not blame them for that. It is only natural that such thoughts should come to mind. What I cannot forgive is the way Calyx wields fear and misery to manipulate people into making that choice. No one, not Calyx nor anyone else, should dictate how we cope with the specter of death. As one who lived as an Alexandrian, I wish to put the choices for this country's future back into the hands of its citizens. And you think we can handle that responsibility after everything you've seen of us? It is what I've seen that has convinced me you can. I awoke 4 centuries later to find our people living and breathing beneath Alexandria's banner. Though surprised and bewildered, I was overjoyed to see it, so you all deserve to be happy. Well done. We best not let you down. I suggest we move as a group. We don't know if or when a battle might find us. Oh, I believe someone came prepared for just such an eventuality. Is that the grimoire you retrieved from the old castle? Yes, my parents gifted it to me when I was a child. They were adamant that I should learn to protect the things important to me. I was fortunate enough to have a tutor in arcane arts, so I laid claim to some small measure of skill. She's a bookworm! Nerd! If that's the case, it might be better if we split into two groups after all. It would certainly be more efficient for information gathering. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. The two of you can take the west side of the recreation zone then. Ashlyn and I will take the east. Very well. We shall end our patrol in the plaza just past True View and await you there. Okay, before we continue, I want to grab a snack. I'm really hankering for a snacky right now. And another water. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Alright, Geode. Let's start our patrol. Pay special attention to anyone who looks overwhelmed or overly excited. Okay. Wait, he said we take the east side. Hello, citizen. Are sentries and air wheelers safe to be around now? I just know it's gonna happen again. Maybe next time I'll be the one who dies in a horrible accident. I need a neo-regulator. Becoming endless is the only way. Even Queen Fiend said so. Why is me in such a fine mood, you ask? Well, I just registered my new regulator. I was leery of becoming nothing but memories at first, but now I've gone through the registration, never felt more at ease. Also, once it was done, the regulator displayed the current numbers of the 5,000 slots available. Over 3,800 have already been filled. So if you're still hesitant, you've not much time to make your mind up. Mark my words, friend. When there's only a few slots left, it's going to be very ugly. I don't doubt that. Oh, greedy Susan! You want to hear my story? Well, I appreciate you offering your sympathetic ears. Not much to tell. But you must know, a good friend of mine died when those machines went crazy. His air wheeler dropped right out of the sky and he didn't survive the crash. Damn. Damn fool wasn't wearing a regulator. I know that's not so strange these days, but he never bothered one. He was at peace with the idea of dying someday, and I thought I understood what that meant until it happened. Ashlyn, a word? I feel there was a new factor in these stories we've heard, one we hadn't considered during our discussion with everyone in the back room. That fights are likely to break out over the neo-regulators. People are still deathly afraid. The fact that nearly 4,000 people have registered is worthy of its own report. Are you sure there wasn't anything else? That a victim of the violence wasn't wearing a regulator? Yes, that's it. The vast majority of residents have always worn regulators, so it's not a detail we normally think about. With the supply of souls cut off, though, more and more people have been going without them. I need to look into the casualties of the recent attacks and check whether or not they were equipped with regulators. Let's ask around on the street over to the east. It was pretty chaotic at the time, but maybe we'll find eyewitnesses who can help us confirm if this was a pattern or not. It's so far, though. If we must... How are you today? Please let me know if I may be of service. Citywide casualty data unavailable. Government officials are currently processing reports from all affected zones. You narrowed down to the recreation zone then. You must have some estimates on hand. Recalibrating parameters. Injured 87 individuals. Casualty 19 individuals. Casualties equipped with regulators 0. So none of the people that died were wearing regulators. Is that the connection here? We should note the people who died in the machine rampage were wearing regulators. I'm sorry, but I was assigned to clearing away debris. I didn't see any of the deceased. No bodies were present by the time I arrived, so I assumed the ushers had already done their work. Remember there being patches of white dust scattered around that were quite a chore to clean up, but nothing else worthy of mention. I was half joking with my boast to Shale, but we may have stumbled upon something major here. We should share our findings and keep pursuing this avenue inquiry. Did Quarles say to meet them in the plaza just outside True View? Let's get going. I am eating some of those mini Oreos, so I may not be talking as much. Interesting. You're trying to instill fear. The chances that such resolute people would wish to become endless are far lower, I would imagine. The way things were, people were already fearful enough. He could have found 5,000 willing citizens without all this madness. Hey, good point. Perhaps this sowing of terror is in service to another scheme, or he had some other need for the lives he'd taken. What of the dust found in various sites? Right, the sanitation worker's story. She saw no bodies but mentioned piles of white dust. Dust but no bodies. Now, where have I heard that before? You recall when we went to save Anvil from the sentries in the outskirts? That usher Malachi told us much the same thing. When I arrived, I found no body, only a pile of dust, which the wind quickly scattered. Confused, I questioned the residents, but none knew what had become of it. Both stories speak of missing remains as suspicious enough, but the shared mention of this does too much to ignore. In that case, we should confirm that if this substance was present at other sites. Following this thread may lead us to not only to an explanation for the missing bodies, but also the intent of Calix's murderous actions. Oh. We need your help. We've lost control over the soldiers in the residential area. They might be trying to hurt people again. Oh shit. Here we go again. Oblivion members are on their way now, but are you close enough to join them? Aye. Shit's going down again. What the hell? Uh-oh. That can't be good. Why is it walking backwards?
Stay back! Stay away from me!
Oh, he's not wearing a regulator.
Leave him alone.
Are you all right?
What happened here? A sentry walked into my apartment, even though I'd locked the door and everything. I managed to run.
Yeah, how the hell did he get in?
I tried to save.
Oh.
No weapons, which is to be expected, considering all the sentries were meant to be disarmed. Yet it was ordered to attack all the same, even if that meant using its bare hands.
I'll leave matters here to you. I'm going to do a sweep of the surrounding area.
Poor bastard. Also not wearing a regulator.
Do you know anyone else in this sector who no longer wears a regulator?
Oh, I don't think I've seen Isadora and her boy with theirs recently.
Oh no.
Go to them, quickly!
I'll be fine. But Isadora's in bad shape. Mother,
Oh shit.
please.
Isadora! Oh, thank goodness. She wasn't struck anywhere vital.
I'm sorry. If only I'd gotten here sooner.
Do not blame yourself.
best to make your mother better.
Oh, he sees her.
Thank you, miss. Will she sleep like that forever?
No, not forever. She'll wake soon, I'm sure of it.
She just needs her rest, kiddo.
That's good to hear. Thank you for saving her.
My big head's blocking it, but it says the promise of tomorrow. Which I want to say was like 2 patches ago? Forgive me, I was reckless. You shouldn't have had to waste time tending my wounds as well. Did you see our other comrade back there? He stayed behind in the lobby, but I heard the sounds of fighting. I am sorry. You must have fallen protecting the residents. Tacos de carne asada? I'll take it. Por favor. Wei Kuei was fearful for her comrade. You think he may have been struck down? If he is wounded or worse, I should go to him. Wait, please, it isn't safe and you still need rest. Would you stay with Milos and watch over Isidore for me? We will tend to your friend. Thank you. Please be careful yourself. Just finished my administrations here. Our oblivion comrade was beyond saving, I'm afraid. A brave soul. He gave his life to save another. He died protecting me. I don't understand why any of this is happening. That sentry was behaving normally like any other, then all of a sudden it tried to kill me. Weapons or no, Calyx commanded them to commit murder. Is it over? We came as soon as Wei Kuei went sent word. I am sorry, by the time we arrived it was already too late. And Geode could be in trouble too. Once we had this radius locked down, we need to find him. Geode hasn't... But why? Has something happened? Possibly. We're not sure what, but he stopped responding to our communications. We need to prioritize securing the residential sector, though, at least until we regain control of the sentries. Then we should search for Geode. I agree. Since most Oblivion members have sworn off regulators, if our theory holds true, they could be prime targets for the next attack. Please do what you can to shepherd the residents to safety, but avoid the sentries at all costs. Oh, thanks. Here, take these communicators. We've made modifications to them to prevent Calyx from intercepting the signal, and I've been using them to coordinate movements with allies in the vicinity. Wei Kuei has one too, so I'll ask her to keep hailing Geode. Gio said he would sweep the surrounding area, so he shouldn't have ventured too far. Let's get going. Let's find this guy. Big lady. What the hell is that? When did I put that on here? Let me remember. Still no signs. Geode, answer me. No response. Perhaps you should continue your search further to the east. Gio, this is not the time to be playing games. Still no sign. The neighboring residential radius would be the next logical place to look. This gate's scary. Geode?
This is the only place left. Let them be safe.
Geode, are you there? Answer me, please.
I'm here. Sorry for the long silence. I've been busy.
You idiot.
Oh, you're alive. Thank the gods. Where are you now?
The radius next door. The lobby is secure. I'll scout the second floor. Then I'll join it.
What the hell?
That dust.
Dust? What are you talking about? What's happening?
They're not just collecting souls. They're draining the bodies of corporeal ether. The dust that we saw was all that was left of the victims. They must have modified the soul cells.
That's beyond fucked. Uh-oh.
Shit.
Oh no. You gotta be kidding me. Uh-oh. How's this old man not hear all this happening?
You can't be here. You need to run now.
Oh, it's a trap.
A trap.
What the hell? Oh, that's just creepy.
Take care of the others, eh?
Come on, man. They're just robots. You could take them? Jesus, that's creepy.
No sign of him so far. This way, maybe?
This weapon.
Geode!
Oh, we're too late.
A shame. I had hoped to leave here with at least one more cell's worth of ether. But seeing how eager you are to interfere, I shall cut this foray short.
Assume me direct control.
Alex. What could you possibly stand to gain from these atrocities?
Ether sufficient to generate 5,000 endless. How would you acquire it?
How would I?
Until I have the key, the reflections are closed to me. Thus do I make do with the sources at hand. 7% of Alexandria's current population will yield the energy to convert 5,000 into endless. With 11%, operations could continue unabated for 800 years. Our bodies are fated to decay sooner or later. These ones refuse the gift of eternal life, so what difference does it make if I return them to ether now?
That's someone with a god complex speaking. Oh my god, really?
I will not waste time and resources on meaningless conflict. This unit cannot offer you worthwhile resistance. Instead, I pose a question. Would you hand over the key if I promise to halt my harvest?
You would only seek other victims. That's all you want the key for.
It was foolish of me to even ask. I return to my work then. is much to do if I must take the key by force.
You're not gonna have that key. I think it's time to get rid of the sentries. This pile of dust, these ashes, and the soul cell he left behind. Was that his twisted way of returning Geo to us? Damn you, Calyx. Damn you and your careless cruelty. He was our friend. Even so, some might say every death was justified if it meant 5,000 endless couldn't continue their immortal lives. And every reflection stolen ether allowed for many more endless, why that too would be a noble sacrifice for the greater good. Who could think that? Not I. Certainly not I. We know only too well there is naught noble in this sacrifice. We have to stop him. We have to find Calyx and put an end to this madness as soon as possible. And under no circumstances can we let the key fall into his possession. It falls to us. We will thwart his plans here in Alexandria before he can terrorize innocents and reflections elsewhere. This is one doctor that's fucked in the head. We should return to the back room. Shale and the others need to know what happened. Yes, that's way okay to meet us there. This is so fucked. This energy. Along with at least one bunny girl in there.
Dear Geode. The soldiers. If only I'd been able to control them.
That's crazy that Calyx can override King's authority for that.
The blame lies with Calyx, and with him alone. It's all so senseless. Why force his plans upon us when we're already happy, living our lives? What does he even think life is?
He's got a god complex.
I'll never
Telling you.
forgive Calyx for doing this. Or myself for being powerless to stop him.
Wait, where are you going?
To clear my head. Don't worry, I won't do anything stupid.
stay here and get some rest. I'll make sure nostalgia stays out of trouble.
Thank you.
Things would have been far worse if you and Geode hadn't rushed in there. Many people are still alive because of you. And after adding what you discovered to the leads we've dug up, I'm hopeful we can determine where Calyx is hiding.
Alex, you pussy.
But not right now. We need time before we can move on. Just a little time.
Take all the time you need.
Oh, Geode.
Geode was a good dude. Oh, when you stolen Ernville get here. Spoken to Wulkamat. They cut their meeting short to deal with the aftermath of this latest violence. I assume you know better by now, but I hope you're not planning to try anything alone. We are all here with you. Yes, Princess. Another comrade gone. Some days it's almost more than I can bear. He was an older brother to me, and it's a nostalgia in me. Shale knew him longer though, and is sure taking it the hardest. And that's on top of what happened with Kasia. You think you could check on her, see how she's doing? She's like to put on a brave face if it's me or my sister. Is there anything I can do? Because he said the same thing, the best thing to do with grief is talk it out. So I think I'll take myself over to Earth and Sky and say my goodbyes to Geode. Tacos de carne asada. Ay, 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 ay. I should look up how to make those. Fair trek on foot, so I've arranged for a couple of air wheelers. They've had their communications modules removed, so even Calyx shouldn't be able to seize control of them. Say the word and we'll be off. How do you make this? I want to make tacos de carne asada. Let me build my culture. Oh, she wasn't kidding. This is a bit of a ride. I'm the best at what I do, and what I do is cleanup duty. No worries, Shale. I got this. We can usually avoid such encounters, but sometimes they wander in and block the only path. Not that it slowed you down at all. I've never seen you fight up close before, and the surveillance feed clearly didn't do it justice. Hopefully that clears the route. Keeps the route clear for a while, shall we? Let's shall.
Whenever we lost a comrade, The three of us would come back here to reminisce. Me, Geode, and Kafkiwa. Will you raise a glass?
Of course.
Oh!
What are the two of you doing here?
I had a feeling you'd show up. Would you like to join us?
I suppose I could spare a moment. They tell us Oblivion's founders disappeared some decades ago under mysterious circumstances. And it was Kafkiwa who revived our organization. You and Geode helped her with that, didn't you? Tell us more about it. You're keen to know too, right? What they were like back then. The mad things they got up to. That sort of thing.
Yeah, I want to hear the cool stories.
Those were the days. It was actually right before the Reformation that I met Geode. I still wore a regulator then. I had recently lost someone close to me. And also quit a long stint as an adapter to work at a bar of all places. It paid me to sit with patrons and keep them company. So Geode came in one night. It wasn't long before we got into an argument. First time customer, but tempers flared. And then one of us threw a punch.
You got into a fist fight? What were you even arguing about?
Damned if I know. We were deep in our cups. I think we were both just frustrated and angry at everything.
God damn. Fist fight between friends.
We were both sprawled out in the street. Pair of drunken fools. Then this odd machine stopped to lecture us, scolding us for obstructing the foot traffic and not taking better care of ourselves.
I can't imagine you ever being in such a sorry state. The odd machine. That was Kafkiwa, I take it.
That it was. Once she was done upbraiding us for our unseemly behavior, she launched into a recruitment pitch. Kafkiwa explained that she wanted to protect the outside world from Zoralja's invasion, to keep him from bringing ruin to the place her beloved son lived. And if we were so intent on self-destruction, then perhaps we might consider risking our hides for a just cause. It was a lot to take in. I hadn't given much thought to what lay beyond the barrier. And learning that Kafkiwa herself was already dead was enough to make my head spin. But
Yeah, that's a lot to go through.
by her ideas. I wanted to see this future of hers come to pass.
Geode often spoke of it. He told me that meeting Kafkiwa was what first taught him the value of remembering people.
Like he was sharing a holy revelation.
Oh, but back then you hadn't yet taken on Oblivion's name, had you?
Is that so? I just assumed.
It hadn't been Kafkiwa's intention to carry on Oblivion's legacy, nor adopt the cause your parents championed. Not initially, at least. She wasn't even aware such an organized resistance existed. She did, however, suspect the presence of other dissidents. Those who objected to resurrecting the memories of the dead in defiance of the natural order. In the hopes of identifying like-minded comrades, we began searching the core system for traces of unauthorized access. And that's how we found it. An anomalous sector in the back of the Neon Stein. According to Melancholy, the door to that mystery had remained firmly shut since she took over the business.
The back room.
The back room. We forced our way in, only to discover that the hideout had long been abandoned. Although the occupants were gone, the equipment they'd left behind contained records of a group calling itself Oblivion. After reading through their exploits and their vision for the future, we made the decision to carry on their work.
Thus were my parents' and Kafkiwa's hopes bound together.
And carried onward by Shale and Geode.
We could never have made it this far on our own, of course. Not without the strength of arms you and your friends provided.
Always, buddy.
Losing comrades is a hard thing, but being here, thinking back on the moments we shared, I can see their smiles, hear their laughter. I feel their presence, and I know they're still with us. But these memories of mine are for me alone. Reminders of why I chose to do this, and why I'll stay the course. Right. Time we got back to work. Thank you, everyone.
No, it's me who should be thanking you. Though the pain is still deep, I don't feel like I'm drowning in it anymore. Let's get out there and put a stop to Calyx. For you, for me, and for everyone who's ever believed in Oblivion.
So we can find that little bastard first. Let me see that my comrades mean even more to me than I realized, which only fuels my determination. I'll be spending every waking moment working to bring Calyx to account for his crimes. I'll do my part, and then you do yours. Oblivion needs you. Shale steels her heart for the work ahead. What are my plans? When's reset? Apologies for calling suddenly. When making the rounds in the outskirts, I cannot help but feel as though something is amiss. I ask you to join me. Your perspective would be most appreciated. It can wait until you finish attending to Shale, of course. Seems your plans have been decided for you. Go on. I have others to speak with before I return to the back room. 1 second. I'm already like, what is that? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm almost halfway through this already. At least this patch. Also, I should get on him out. Okay. Let's see. Close that. Where's... There we go. There's my tank stance. Oh. Didn't mean to do that. Oh no! Let's see what Sphene is worried about. As I mentioned before, I would benefit from your worldly experience. What's up? I'm familiar with the outskirts, so I thought you might be better equipped to judge if their behavior is unusual or not. Would you speak with them and see what you think, though I hope to be proven wrong. I fear something is not right here. Alright, time to excavate some souls. Please tell me you brought more Neo-regulators. Officially, they've all been handed out already, but I've heard rumors there were a few left over. Surely the government still has some. Or perhaps Queen Sphene? I may not look it, but I was a hunter once. Back then I hardly gave death a second thought, but now that I know the truth, it's all I think about. There has to be a way to hold on. There has to. Whoops. Say things are rather stressful out here. Without knowing if or when our machinery will turn murderous, the specter of death is ever present. People are terrified. I was fortunate to have claimed a new device early on and have long since completed the registration. Now I must begin my prayers. The darkness draws closer, grows deeper, and we must cast it out. You're not wearing a regulator? Don't you know the end is coming? What's your life to lose? Me? I got myself one of those neo-regulators registered a little while ago. As soon as I did, a display appeared showing the number of registered users. Right now it's sitting at 4,186. The upper limit was 5,000, wasn't it? Seems the total shot up right after those machine malfunctions. It's only a matter of time before everyone's registered. I pity those who weren't chosen, but I'm going to be an endless. I'm going to evolve and live happily ever after. So what do you think? Was I right to worry? Tensions are running high. People are overwhelmed with uncertainty and fear, and with each new registration, that fear inside them grows out more insistent. How long before it drives them into full-blown panic? Come to resolution. We have a problem. I'm already here with Lamachi and Afino. Sounds like she wants us there in a hurry. We should go.
What's happened? Sorry to drag you out here, but I thought it best you see for yourself.
What now?
Death is your constant companion.
What the hell is this?
You toil with diligence. Death may come ere your reward is bestowed.
What the hell is that?
Your grand works be poised for completion. Death may come ere you wake the following morn. Though you enjoy a life of peace and good fortune, death needs but one instant to claim you. Your bodies are weak. Your heart, your brain, every fragile organ rolls the dice from moment to moment. Sheer chance deciding if they function or fail. Be you stoic or generous or righteous, no virtues tip the scales in that fatal reckoning. The choice is made without reason. The end is cloaked in terror. That is what it means to die.
The announcement began after we finished our meeting with Gossen. As for its source, well...
Alex.
There is no shame in being afraid. It is that very fear which will drive you to conquer death. Let us set a new course for mankind. Let us preserve our existence unto perpetuity. Hope for it, wish for it, pray for it. We will become endless. With evolution's brilliance, will we banish the ever-present darkness of mortality.
Change isn't easy. No one ever wants to take the first step. But this is the right path for us. What other way could there be? I'm gonna do it. I'm going to register.
Fear mongering.
You couldn't have come at a better time. Please, you have to let us move to Tuliolal.
It's too dangerous to stay here. Who knows when the next century will turn on us?
She's right.
Even if we wanted to become endless, there are no more neo-regulators to be had. Fleeing is our only option.
If the solution was as simple as leaving, then we'd all have left already. Did you not hear the announcement? For the living, death is a foregone conclusion. No matter where we go.
Are you seriously trying to speak out loud with that mustache?
To overcome our fate.
Easy for you to say when you have that regulator.
The Landsguard are on their way as we speak, and arrangements have been made to see that you all will be safely evacuated. Tulichola will aid you in whatever way we can. So please, remain calm.
I want to help Alexandria. I want to save its people. But what can I do? I am not their queen.
Most fiend. Calix has access to the core system, which means if he chose to do so, he could deploy the soldiers beyond the barrier. Even if our people learn to live with death and decide to leave the dome behind, it will not be beyond his reach. Yet if it serves to allay their fears even a little, I beg you, Woklamat, please let them shelter until Yolal. We will welcome any and all who want to come. We've already begun evacuations and will be able to pick up the pace once the Landsguard arrives. In which case, we had best spread out and keep an eye on the crowds. The mood is tense and we must prepare for possible violence. If you happen to determine where Calix is hiding, though, we'll be ready to move at a moment's notice. Surely we'll find a clue of some kind soon. He can't elude us forever. Violence and fear. This is not the future she envisioned for her nation. Filiola will gladly welcome every last Alexandrian with open arms. What if the nation, though late Queen, was so desperate to preserve? What if that bright haven of peace and laughter? Oh, Clement. I won't stand here and let her legacy be sullied any further. I will protect Alexandria. That was the promise I made her at the last. But she betrayed you, did she not? Why do you feel this obligation? I saw myself in her, I suppose. We both felt the people's joy as our own, yet alone we lacked the strength to protect them. There's so much that I love in this world, too much for me to take in my arms and keep safe. That made me afraid. I needed someone who shared that love and fear, so together we could do what we couldn't by ourselves. Maybe it's simpler than that. Maybe I just wish that we could have been friends. So when she turned to me in her final hour, desperate to safeguard Alexandria's future, I swore that I would see it done. In the end, I think you both found the friend you needed. I would be yours as well, Sphene. Whenever you fall or struggle to rise, I'll come running to the rescue, and you do the same for me. That's how we'll protect things we love. That's how we'll protect Alexandria. You're right. You're right. Don't forget about me. How could we? We'd not be where we are now without you. Right, we got a bit sidetracked there. We should probably be on our way. Do we patrol or see if Shayla needs a hand? There you all are. Galuja. Splendid. We were afraid we'd miss you. Alice and the others said you were here. Good news, Ashlyn. We finally found a chink in Calix's armor. We discovered laboratories on Everkeep's 10th level that once housed the Preservation Initiative. Containment Complex 1029, it's called. And it's been falsely registered as a distribution center. In reality, it hasn't recorded any traffic in decades. We don't think this is where Calix is hiding as such, but it may well contain clues that will point us in the right direction. I'm sorry it took so long just to get this far. If you're interested, what do you say we all go and check it out together? Sounds like a plan. Thank you all for your hard work. This is a huge step forward. And up. We need to take the lift to get to the complex. I've cleared this expedition with the relevant authorities and have one of our people waiting to operate said lift. Let's not keep her waiting. Run! Ready to head on up? Next stop, 10th level. Let's go. Let's see what the hell we find. It's dark and scary in here.
So this is one of Preservation's laboratories.
It's so dark I can barely see.
Just a moment. If I can reroute the power to the circuit.
Whoa.
You got the lights working.
Smell how stale the air is. This room hasn't been in use for many years.
It was thanks to Kryl and Galulja that we managed to locate this place.
You may remember that my earring contained the control code for the gate to the Golden City. As it was Preservation that constructed the portal, we reasoned that the code to operate it might include a signature of some sort, unique to their organization.
So I took a closer look, and a line-by-line examination yielded a string of symbols identifying the code's author. We then began accessing the nodes for every door in Everkeep, seeking out control codes which contained those same symbols. After a grueling search, we finally discovered our prize behind door number 1860, the entrance to the facility in which we now stand. I'd probably still be at it if Galulja hadn't been around to assist me.
I took breaks, but Shale never stopped working. Not even once.
I hope you're eating, Shale.
Those concoctions would probably do me more harm than good, but I appreciate the sentiment. In any case, this next part will require your helping hands.
We need to spread out
Oh, you say?
and search for something that may lead us to Calyx.
We're more than happy to help, of course. But I wonder, won't he realize we've found this place?
It's highly likely, and personally I hope he does.
You all know our main objective. We're here to pick up Alex's trail. I've learned of a certain device that should help us do just that. I'll explain how as we proceed, but according to the information I was able to dredge up, the device in question should have been installed in the director's office. As for where that might be, this room we're in is in the researcher's commons, located in the west side of the complex. The director's office to the northeast of here. Fortunately for us, the interior door is locked. We'll need a security key with the appropriate clearance to open it. Judging by the mechanism, it'll probably be a card of some kind. Can't you, work some electro magic? I'll try my best, but this type of lock is well before my time. It may take a while to crack it. And in case I can't, you might want to look around and see if anyone left a security card behind. Considering the state of the place, it does seem like they abandoned it in some haste. I shouldn't be surprised if we found one. Very well, let's get to searching, shall we? I expect we'll have the most luck looking where the researchers kept their personal belongings. Helpful hints will appear in a different color. Pay close attention to the information provided by your comrades. Personal. Maybe? Little of note. Cycling bin. Let's see. Card-shaped object. The electro surface marked with a bold level 1. Could that be what we're looking for? Try on the door, see if it opens. Hold it up. You did it! good thing too. I was getting nowhere with the outdated circuit. I'm curious though, why would they abandon a facility like this? It was run by a director, Demetrius, or so that terminal there told me. Perhaps there were more answers to be had once we venture inside. Let's continue onwards. The door to the director's office is across the central hub. Is probably not going to be able to go through. Yep. No good. Maybe we need a different card? And the scanner is demanding a level 3 security clearance to open the lock. As much as the delay shapes me, we'll just have to comb through the nearby rooms and hope we stumble upon the card we need. We start searching the proto lab. The door is already open at least. The canister inserted into that large device looks to be a soul cell. Could this be where they conducted their experiments to create endless? No way, we could probably spend days investigating this complex. Finding a way into the director's office must take precedence. Speaking of which, Goluja mentioned a locker over in the corner that he couldn't open. Perhaps he could take a look? Number pad. Locker door is shut tight, but the number pad suggests that inputting the correct combo will open it. You have to discover any potential combinations. Perhaps speaking with your comrades will help progress your investigation. Dug to this data tablet and found a journal. I'll read it to you. The results of experiment 158 showed a marked improvement in ether extraction rates at last. We have achieved that target value set by Master Calyx. So I will become endless as per our ascendancy protocols. I will preserve this historic number along with my few remaining worldly items. Preserve the number. Select the number keys on the pad to input enter up to 5 digits. One five eight. Please excuse my impatience. The means to track down Calyxes are close, and I'm itching to get my hands on them. Carl, anything? Experiment 148, submitting inference candidate tool 1930 to be considered for efficiency procedure review. Maximum value of 11,509 recorded. That's the only 5-digit number. We need a 5-digit. I already forgot. My dodo brain already forgot. Hey! Keycard! Level 2. You got the locker open. You found another security card. Oh, does that say level 2? We needed level 3, didn't we? Yes, but it should still open more doors for us to explore. You did well. These preservation members led such surprisingly normal lives. Leaving notes, losing their cards. I guess they imagined they'd be more, what's the word, bloodless? Mechanical? My parents were once part of preservation, if you'll recall. It would seem the researchers who agreed with Calyx and his philosophy underwent the conversion to endless entities. But I assume those who could not or would not eventually left the organization altogether. Almost forgot, the researchers kept journals on their data tablets. The one I read doesn't explain much, but something big happened in the complex, and afterwards it was decided that everyone would become endless. The writer was really happy about this. You could tell how much he admired Calyx and his work. The entries ended after that, but maybe you can read more in the other tablet there. Let's move. In the name of God, open this door. Start with the lab. Before I continue, I need to go to the restroom real quick. BRB! Uh-oh. Come on, controller. There we go. We're back in business. Sorry for the wait. Doesn't seem to be any power here. None at all. It's possible the energy supply for this room is on a separate conduit, which means there should be a contingency for opening the door. Look here, there's a sign above the card reader. In case of emergency, backup power can be rerouted from facilities. The facilities room is down the other branch of this corridor. Let's see about getting the power restored to the tour lab, shall we? What the hell? This is a puzzle room. Engaging power supply. No good, it's returning an error. According to this error code reference, if the power supply has been interrupted for an extended period of time, then we need to reconfigure both the emergency generator and the circuit control panels. Well, that sounds like a process. Shell, that's the emergency generator over there, isn't it? Yes, by the looks of it, it's the same model as the one used in Heritage Found. But how does it send power to the other lab? I see. The energy cable attached to the base of this terminal leads down the hall directly to the tour lab. Which means we need a way to connect the generator to that cable. What about these patterns on the floor? Could this be the circuit we need to reconfigure? I believe you have the right of it. Using the control panel set into each of the tiles would create an unbroken path for the power to follow. Well, I wouldn't give for an instruction manual. Indeed, if you could look around for any written procedures, I'll keep digging through the terminal's directories. Might I also ask someone to operate the generator? I could do it. I've used that type of machine before. Then would you be willing to try and reconfigure the circuit paths, Ashlyn? The rest of us can help by supplying Ashlyn with whatever info might be found on the circuitry configuration. Rearrange in the correct positions. Circle. What? Good triangle. Oh. I see. So then... circle. Okay, that works. Square. Yes! I'm gonna assume I just need the last one I don't have here, which is... nope. This one doesn't even have any... okay, so I need... another triangle? That can't be right. Now it's right. So only 5 of my dragon decks had the fencing roar. Well, now none of them do. The lab should now be fully powered. But Shale, can we access a certain data log before moving on? Actually, no skin off my back. Well, it's skin back onto opposing players now. By the way, you say, I don't think you ever reply to my question. Unless I somehow missed it. What question was it again? Has Blangmeyer ever made it to a finals? And if so, is there footage of it that I can watch? I would be really interested in seeing competitive play of Blangmeyer. Pretending my father was then the reigning king of Alexandria, Calix couldn't have been more than 10 years of age and required constant treatment for his debilitating illness, yet still he published theories so highly regarded that even the royal family was aware of his achievements. Life should not be lost to the injustice of death. Even now I can hear the single-minded will behind his words. If you're talking about Deluxe and JP, not that I know of, I do see Blangmeyer decks, both Dark Saints and Phantom, produce high results. Okay. I guess I'll just have to keep looking on YouTube then, or something. Maybe at locals. Did he change? I wonder. Perhaps he has ever been the type to value ideals over compassion. I failed to see it at the time. Whatever the case may be, we cannot allow him to shape our future. Let's press on, shall we? If I've done my job correctly, the door to the tour lab should be accessible now. I'll give everything a once over just to be sure. Energy current seems stable enough. Still, you should let me handle this one. The security card, if you please. Oh, and a quick pair that shorted wire doesn't burn me from the inside out. Jesus. I will take the tacos de carne asada. Por favor. Right, I'll get the store open. This Saturday's DN conference on YouTube. Ooh. So money-wise, things have come up. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to spend that much money on non-essentials for a bit. That includes TCG stuff. So I think going forward, I will not be buying any more boxes for the foreseeable future. I think I'm gonna have to just focus on singles. Singles being most just to update my current decks. So as much as I'm looking forward to Paragalactic Clash, the next set, I don't think there's anything in there that I need in terms of Blankmire, Flams, Werble. I don't remember if any of the newer Darful Doll stuff comes out in that set. I don't think it does. I think that's the set after. Or Crimson Moon set. I know Gervardi doesn't come out until Crimson Moon set, so that's like my biggest look at right now. Because I don't want to stop playing, but at the same time, I have to be real and be like, yeah, I'm gonna have to cut back quite a bit. Like, one of the biggest things being, I might have to, well, not might, but I know I'm gonna have to buy a new car soon. Because mine is a 2006. It could start having problems at any point, even though I've taken care of it well. But circumstances have changed, and my dad also needs a car to get to his appointments because I sleep during the day, so it's not like I can take him. So that is the current situation. We'll see what happens in the future. So the biggest thing is I probably have to get a new car fairly soon. I'm gonna pick up my rental car in the morning. Were you... So, I don't know if you can discuss that on here. If you can't, that's fine, but... Did the lady have insurance, or what's going on with that? I wasn't allowed to speak with her when she was being questioned. Well, shit. Well, I hope you were able to get some information on her from the police so you could follow up on that. But from what an officer told me, I'm not at fault. Okay, good. If the police officer is straight up saying that, then you should be good on your end. In terms of settling this, hopefully. Maybe discussing my insurance in the morning. Gotcha. I'm also taking a trip in August, possibly a whole week. So that's another thing I need to save my money up for. Let's head inside, y'all. Gods above, isn't that... What? What the hell is that? Oh. The key to interdimensional fusion? It looks to be a schematic on the monitor. And he used it to make another key. But isn't it missing the shard inside like the one Ashlyn has? Oh, we may have been laboring under a misconception. The key was originally a Milalic relic. Once this treasure came into its possession, preservation began working to harness the power to cross dimensions. Aside from the crystal, we can see that all the vessel's components were constructed here, so that might tell us. I'm just glad my bud's alright since he was with me when it happened. Hell yeah. That's the important thing at the end of the day. It would be the logical conclusion, yes. Is as my parents explained. The key remains shrouded in mystery. Preservation augmented it with electro, but never grasped the technology's underlying principles. To this day, not a single person understands the mechanics of interdimensional fusion. Not who imbued the key with its power, not when they did so, nor why. Yeah, it makes sense. Calyx can track the key because its vessel was made by preservation. I believe there is much we may learn in this room. On our next visit, I will have to enlist Y'shtola's assistance for a thorough investigation. I too am curious about a great many things, but pinning down Calyx's whereabouts is our priority. Hopefully there is a security card here that grants access to the director's room. The research conducted in this lab appears to have been highly confidential in nature. Some of the personnel must have belonged to the organization's upper echelons, and that means higher security clearance. We should spread out and look for any cards that left behind. Remember, anything less than a level 3 is no good to us. Storage crate. Wheeled shelving unit. Cabinet drawer. Let's try the cabinet drawer. Oh shit. Was my instincts right? Oh, I found it! First try. Level 3, that should get us into the director's office. So what was it you were hoping to find in there again, Shale? You were saying that a certain device was going to help us? Right, I haven't properly examined myself, have I? Explained myself, have I? Looking for a data relay. Data relay? After we discovered this ostensibly abandoned complex, I performed a cursory investigation which detected a connection to an outside network. When I traced the data's routing, I confirmed traffic from a web of Everkeep's security cameras. Considering the way Calyx is always one step ahead of us, we must assume he's quietly seized control of the city's surveillance system and has been using it to monitor our activities. To monitor what you as the keyholder are planning. But since Calyx is the ultimate recipient of those transmissions, the flow of data is like a river that we can follow back to him. Which is why I need a data relay. If I can analyze the device and see where it's rerouting all this surveillance traffic, then you can pinpoint Calyx's position. That said, he has done nothing to impede our progress, which makes me think I might be entirely on the wrong track. Maybe the reason he isn't stopping us is because he can't. Back in the old castle, Calyx said he was measuring Ashland's strength. What can he possibly dream up that's stronger than her? Speaking of cameras, there was another thing I meant to mention. I found evidence that someone deliberately disabled the surveillance feed in this room. The most recent recording was also crudely deleted. I was able to restore the data, though, if you'd like to see it. I'll start the show now.
Are you really planning to leave?
Yes. The idea of eternal life. It's begun to frighten me.
I struggle to renounce our conventional wisdom. Death is the means by which life prunes its branches, leaving the trunk to grow strong and tall. We die so that our species may flourish. What would become of mankind?
What the hell is that hair? Michiru?
If unending stagnation is the fruit of our labor, then perhaps we strive for the wrong thing.
She's just missing the purple cloak.
Your argument is a rejection of Master Calyx's vision.
Oh, we found the simp.
I suppose it is. Perhaps such dread would not plague me, were I capable of sharing his perspective on the subject.
So this is where he went after he went into a coma.
He and I are too different in too many ways.
He was doing experiments to live forever so he can keep playing Vanguard for forever.
I had no illness threatening to cut my life short. No singularity of will that swayed distractions and focus solely on research.
I have nothing but respect for his determination. The way he overcame his prognosis and seized the means to transcend death itself. But I'm not convinced that this obsession with living is the right path. That's why I've decided to leave preservation and put all my effort towards building a legacy for the next generation to come. Surely you...
God. No, he did not. What a goddamn simp.
Protocol, you understand. There can be no exceptions.
There absolutely could have been an exception. She only wanted to leave and he executed her. I checked the images against the personnel data and the man who pulled the trigger was Director Demetrius himself. Everything I could find on him pointed to a deep infatuation with Master Calyx. He's a simp! He's into sick boys. The cameras in this room have been out of operation ever since that incident. Given that the recording was erased, I can only assume he was trying to conceal his grisly deed from the other researchers. He's into sickly-looking boys. I'm not surprised, given how my parents described their defection from the Institute. We spoke of rushing me through a portal, even as preservation's agents closed in on them. Dared not ask what became of them after that. But if it turns out they were captured by their pursuers... Don't think about it, Cryo. That's some dark-ass shit. They did not regret their actions. Right, the echo. Knowing you saw them as they were, your words give me your great comfort. I'll cry out. Worry not, Sphene. Thanks to the haven of living memory, I was at least able to meet my parents and learn what they stood for. It is enough for me to carry on. Even now, we don't know how the conflict unfolded between your parents and Preservation. What we do know is that your mother and father cleverly expunged every last trace of their movements. Made sure no one could cross into the source or threaten their child's safety. Right. Let's press on, shall we? This tale behind the key deserves a fitting conclusion. To the director's office. In the name of Dracula, open this goddamn door. Let's go. I don't know what I was expecting, but it looks pretty standard for a director office. This terminal isn't connected to any outside network, so it can't be the data relay I'm looking for. This office is also smaller than the map suggested. I'm positive. Oh, they'll tell me it's a secret room to this. I'm positive we're in the right room. What am I missing? Sorry, Ashley, can I ask you any others to search the office for any clues to this infuriating puzzle? Storage case? Appear to be empty. Find a crumpled note wedged between the file binders. Secure room lift access requires passwords to be input simultaneously at terminals in the Proto Lab, the Natura Lab, and the Director's office. Perhaps discovery would be of interest to Shale. There's a secret elevator. There's always a secret elevator. Examine the tablet. Daily reports. Ain't no way I got time to read all that. Well, that's just creepy. That is just kind of horrifying. Found something? No. Don't really want to get into it. Misplaced note, was it? With instructions for accessing a secure room, no less. Seems we need to enter a password on 3 different terminals at the same time. There's no such room marked on the map, was there? No, precautionary measure, no doubt. And if passwords are involved, I expect the access lift itself is concealed too. Concealed? By electrope, you mean? Could it be that wall? I thought it seemed odd when I walked past. Remember the Kafka used to say? Electrope isn't always what it appears to be. Of course, electrope is how you alter the look of all a solution that it's walls and floors and walls, isn't it? In which case, it shouldn't be too hard to disable. Another door. Managed to deactivate the projection, but the lock is another story. Didn't the note lay out the password protocol? I say we go ahead and try it. Agree. 2 people should prepare the terminal labs for input while the rest of us look for passwords here in the office. I'll take the proto lab. Then I'll take the tour lab. Actually, it might be better if you stayed, Sphene. Your knowledge of Alexandria and its people could be needed here. Yes, you're right. If the passwords are hiding behind clues, that may be something I can help with. I can help too. I've lived my whole life in Alexandria after all. I'll take the tour lab duty then. I only found one deck with the updated Nexus deck in action. One video with the updated. Oh, okay. Thank you, thank you. Is this just like a test match, or like is it recorded from locals, or what is it? There's probably gonna be some freaky ass shit hiding behind there. Test match, but at least shows what the deck's capable of. Appreciate it. If I appears to be an empty slot for another jewel to fit. I guess. The sound effect is just really killing me. Found a cube puzzle made of electro. Something inside? Pretty green stone. I think it might be Alexandrite. Say these gems are still treasured in the past that they named the kingdom after them. You should hold on to this one just in case. Sounds like what I need. Yes. A circuit. The gemstone fits snugly into place. Almost immediately afterwards, the glowing lines of a diagram appear on display, accompanied by a short phrase. A floor plan? As you continue to study the display, you realize that these shapes correspond to the rooms of the complex in which you now stand. This may be related to the passwords you were looking for. Secondly, Alexandra, it's placed in the floor plan and corresponds to the director's office. The glowing words appear to be handwritten. Yes, I knew that jewel would come in handy. Let me see. Heed the stones. This must be about the special meanings Alexandrians have for gems. It's an old belief, I think, where each type of gem means something different. I bet if you asked Sphene, she could tell you more about it. After all, even her name comes from a gemstone. Sphene, need you. Well, I was taught that Alexandria represents the concept of protection. It is incidentally also the origin of Alexandria's name. Oh, are you thinking this has something to do with the passwords? A sapphire and a garnet as well, you say? Yes, they all have meanings. Alexandrite, as I said, is protection. Sapphire represents honesty, and garnet symbolizes devotion. We should try these words into terminals to see if they're accepted. I certainly hope we're right. Welcome, honesty, devotion, protection. Did it work? Did I give the right ones? Yatta! First try. A secure room is the only place we've yet to search. If the data relay is anywhere, it has to be there. We'll venture in as soon as Wickelmeyer and Kryle rejoin us. Time to board the lift and see what awaits us. That is a big ass flat screen.
This terminal doesn't look special to me, but this is definitely what we're after?
It is. But whether or not it will suffice for our purposes is another question.
The Endless are created using the memories of the deceased. But as memories are, in essence, collections of data, the resultant entities have no physical form. These data entities, as we might call them, have only two methods for interacting with the material world. One of these
is one of them singing "I'm a Material Girl"?
Bodies through the use of corporeal ether. They become much like solid ghosts that one can see and touch. The other method, which Kafkiwa employed, is the remote operation of a machine. But where do you suppose the Endless are to be found when not inhabiting a physical body?
The Endless are memories, and if memories are data, then...
Inside Electro elsewhere?
Yes, we suspect they reside in a virtual domain, one contained entirely within an electro-based machine. We've seen such a realm before, after all.
Oh, you mean like the Alexandria made from the Endless Fiend's memories? It all seems so real.
So this virtual domain, it would also be housed within the Meso terminal.
But how? I thought we shut down all the terminals in living memory.
You did. And Kafkiwa's program performed just as she intended. The Meso terminal itself was deactivated, as evidenced by the failure of the device which was keeping Spheen's body in stasis. Be that as it may, we face a master of electrope engineering. That he managed to partition and protect the sector harboring his own memories is well within the bounds of possibility.
Let us say that the Meso terminal does indeed contain a second domain, and that Calyx himself resides there. This city, on the other hand, exists here in the source. That being the case, I thought perhaps we could prevent his remote interference by closing the gate to the Golden City, and thus severing the connection between worlds.
Except I tried to close it once already when I visited Living Memory. The process required administrative authorization, a restriction I assumed at the time had been imposed by the Queen.
But now you think Calyx might be responsible.
Just as I suspected. Even now, security transmissions from throughout the Keep are being tapped by the core system and routed elsewhere. Almost every single one has you as its focus. He's keeping track of the keyholder's movements.
That's not creepy.
Time's up. And what a waste of time it's been.
Oh god, he's been following the movements again. Please don't appear on the screen. Oh god.
Hoping to find me by tracing security data? That will not be necessary. Through a not inconsiderable effort, I've taken your measure and prepared a force sufficient to subdue you. Come. I invite you to the upper reaches of the Meso terminal. Storage device which holds my memories is there. Break the memory bank and victory is yours. I, in turn, will seek to wrest the key from you with any and every means at my disposal.
And if we refuse this invitation?
I will wait and continue to convert Alexandrians into Endless. Consider the urgency of the situation and make the wiser choice.
Answer me one question, Calyx. The Endless Fiend. When she was queen, you had her face an impossible task, then manipulated her into using the key when she was at her most desperate. If you can do all that, then why not whisk it away when her plans went to ruin? Why let it fall into our hands?
You pour salt in the wound. That disaster was a miscalculation on my part.
You didn't think Spheen would lose that fight.
As her end drew near, Spheen and her restructured memories had become one with the terminal's control systems. And in that place in that singular moment, she wielded an authority greater than mine. Thus she was able to shield you, the neighboring sovereign to whom she entrusted her nation's future, and the hero to whom she entrusted that priceless key. I am unsure to what degree she perceived my presence, but she knew that someone was watching. Does that satisfy your curiosity?
So basically, you didn't factor in that Sphene would become sentient.
It does.
More or less.
And I'm satisfied that you will take nothing more from this nation. Not one more life, not one more future, not one single smile from another child's face. You hear me? Sorry for losing my temper, but there's only one way we can deal with people like Calyx.
Yeah, bend him over and slap him with an axe.
The grand future he envisions, someone will be made to pay the price. And I won't let that happen.
He's wrong if he thinks he knows our strength.
If I may, I realize it is not my place to say this. Even so, I must thank you both. On behalf of my other self, allow me to say how grateful I am to have you as our champions.
That was an adventure. May not have been by the method Shale was hoping for, but at least now we know where to find Calyx and what to do next. Indeed, while I remain curious about Preservation's researches to the key, that is an investigation for another day. Then let's head straight to the back room. We should get everyone on the same page before we make our move. Damn that bastard Calyx, he waited until I was this close before snatching away my moment of triumph. In that infuriating, condescending way he spoke to us. We'll see whose time is up, you smug little weasel. You tell him, girl. I know things didn't go to plan, but we learned a great deal about preservation. That knowledge could come in handy in the days to come. Though I may not be able to contribute much to a direct confrontation, I mean to see this through with you all, providing whatever support I can. Ugh. Okay. It's been nearly 4 hours already somehow. I still have like half this patch left to catch up on, so that'll be next stream. With the expansion now announced, I'm really liking the changes that are coming with it. I kind of feel fired up to bring FF14 back into the rotation. Before, I was kind of just like really taking it slow, and I usually only logged in to play with my friends and have map nights. So now I'm feeling more motivated to continue the story and just doing everything I can before January. Because once that expansion drops, it's gonna be nothing but FF14 until it's done. Alright, I'll leave it here for now. I knew it was going to be a lot to try to fit an entire patch worth of story into one stream, so I'm glad we're here. Alright, thank you everybody who came by to watch. I super appreciate it. I'll be back possibly Tuesday morning. I should feel okay with that. Yeah, I'll try to stick with that. And I just realized I have not made a freaking schedule in so long. I feel really bad about that. But it seems that, you know, whenever I try to put something solid together, just something happens that just makes like the whole week thing get thrown into a loop. A tangled mess, rather. Alright, thank you again. I'll be back Tuesday morning. Bye. Bang.